Yeah. I'm ready.
All right. This is the original part of the Opera House. It's 3 levels high. We'll go through each level. It was built in 1871, and then it was remodeled, and from that wall forward was added in 1941. So we'll head on up the stairs. We'll go into Aeolian Hall, which was the original Opera House.
Thank you. Just go ahead and come around here.
This is the original Opera House. It was called Aeolian Music Hall. It opened in 1871. Above is the original horseshoe balcony. We'll go up there. You also have access to it if you'd like. It looks the way that it looked in late 1939 when they stopped using it. There's not been hardly anything done to it yet. That's one of the last things that we'll get to eventually. Everything on this wall going this way, we ask that you not bother or not go in. It's a breakout room that we're in the process of building. So that's the entrance over there. Just try not to go back there. You got full access to this room, anything you want. Be careful if you go up, make sure you leave this door open. I had a group of guys one night, there were 3 of them, and they called me about 30 minutes after I got home, and they had locked themselves up here. This is the original balcony from 1871. Not a whole lot goes on up here as far as paranormal. You'll hear some footsteps and things like that. Get a lot of EVPs, but other than that, not much happens up here. That plastic you cannot walk on. They will not hold you. We have video of a guy where you could hear him, because we have cameras throughout the building, and you could hear him say, "I don't think this is going to hold me," and then he walked right out on it over there on that side. Fell through onto a speaker.
Wow.
I'll tell you, it was a bad night for you. And then down this room, this is just a hallway leading out onto the roof. If you look way down there, if your light's bright enough, there's a big steel wheel a little over to the right, up near the ceiling. I can't see it from looking at the light. You see it there?
Yeah.
Back in the times that this was actually used as a music hall, the stage was about parallel with that wheel, and they would actually lower the stage down to ground level, build the sets, put the animals and things on it, and then raise it back up to this level for the downstairs level for plays.
And this would be like original floorboards, I'm guessing.
Yes, there's some floorboards, walls. Used to be a staircase back there before they built on the new part that leaded up onto the roof. Everything in here is all original. It's just another room. You can head on down.
Oh.
You got full access to all this up here if you want. Just chill up here. That dimmer switch right there controls your lights for up here.
Okay.
Before I leave, I'll show you the fuse box downstairs, which controls all the rest of the lights in the building other than this one, and the light switch for this hallway, or for this stairwell. And that's right there, and then there's a switch downstairs. From the main breaker box downstairs, you can control all the rest of the lights in the entire building. We head out that way. On your left, there's restrooms, men's and women's. The last door there's the projector room. I'll close that before I leave.
Or a lot of uses.
Yeah, but as long, anything, like I said, the light switch is downstairs. If you turn off the light switches downstairs, everything in the building gets dark. You can look around in the projection room if you want, but I'll close it and lock it up before I leave.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've never been into a projection room before. Oh, that's cool.
Check it out.
back several years ago, when the movies were 35 millimeter, they came in on reels like this. We get anywhere from 4 to 6 reels to build one movie. And now they come in a hard drive
Yep.
that we just download onto the projector. That was much easier to repair if something were to go wrong. If something goes wrong over here,
Expensive.
we have to call our tech, and he gets online, he gets on the computer, and it ends up being a weekend kind of shutdown instead of just a couple hours.
Is this an original seat?
That's the original seat we have. When we go out into the balcony, these are original balcony seats.
Hey, we could have totally played our documentary in here. No.
I'll kill that light before I shut the door, that way you don't have any light going through the windows. This is the balcony. All the way down and to your left, there's a furnace sitting on the wall now, but that's our segregated balcony. From back during segregation, it still has the original seats that are started out in it.
Wow.
These are original seating that we ran like a donation type thing to have them all reupholstered when we took over. You see the plaques on the back where people had dedicated it.
Wow.
And this is the segregated balcony.
I mean, just seeing that's like a shitty thing to do in people.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Back then, there was a fire escape out this door. They had to come up the fire escape, stay back there. There was a steel bar that went across the opening, and then they had their own restroom back there, and they weren't allowed to come into the rest of the theater. They had to stay back there in that area.
That's wild.
As you can see, we got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We're in the process of putting in a new furnace, building a set for our next play. It's a mess down on the stage.
You're gonna still take us down there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You still just don't go on the stage because there's so much crap, but you
Right.
still have full run of downstairs.
Stay in front.
Right.
Wow.
We'll head on down the stairs. We'll go out into the newer part of the theater that opened in 1941. Our last movie that we showed was Wicked. So that's what the balloon arches are for.
These are all different plays
From the
From
Ross
the-
Theater Company.
Yeah, that we.
That's all the plays that they've done over the years so far. This is the Opera House for the theater. There's the restrooms again right there. The window in between the two restrooms, it's just storage now, but back in the time it was a crying room. So if your baby was being a little crying or having a bad day, you could go in there, raise that screen, and there was a speaker, you could watch and hear the movie, and it wouldn't interrupt everybody else trying to watch the movie. But you have full access down here. You can go like through that curtain or through that curtain. That just leads you up onto the stage, on the backstage. And there's just so much stuff back there where we're putting in the new furnace and stuff. Crap. Any questions?
Do you have questions?
No, I'm just like, wow. I've never investigated a theater before.
Yeah.
Oh no? Awesome.
We have I have been in the paranormal for 20 years, 30 for him, on and off, and never a theater.
Have you looked up online any of the stories or
Yes.
anything about the Opera
I
House?
have, and I shared.
Because a lot of people, when we come in and we give them a tour, they don't want to know anything. They don't want to hear anything that way they're not clouded on what they see or what they experience.
Well, we still just like to have an open mind and
Right,
whatever
that- yeah,
happens, happens.
whatever
What
happens,
doesn't
happens.
happen, it's usually quiet for us.
Well, hope not tonight. There's a black book on the table out here where groups have come in and jotted down things that have happened. I'll show you all the light switches. This is where it gets interesting. You can go as dark as you'd like, because we actually have the exit signs that are wired into the boxes,
Oh, wow.
just for the sole purpose. A lot of them leave the exit signs on because it gives just enough light that you can flip them off and it. Talk about dark. It's unbelievably dark. These four right here, we'll get everything back here. And then that gets everything else in the opera house mine except for the exit signs. When you leave in the morning, leave it however you'd like. You can leave it dark or you can leave. Normally we'll have the overheads, the large overheads that are on. When we're not here, because we have a bat population as any old building, so we keep it lit in here to try to keep the bats down during the summer. Now, this time of year, it's no big deal.
Okay, good.
They're hibernating anyway, so.
I have investigated what's the best before.
Bats are cute until
I
they
stayed on the floor
fly.
most of the night.
Yeah, that's my son. He's 6'6". He's in the army now. He's in Iraq. But we'd come in and watch a movie, and a bat would be flying around, and I'd look over there, and he'd get slower and lower in the seat.
When they showed
Dude, calm down or not. What's that?
when you all showed the last Batman movie, there was a bat that flew
Yeah.
around during the movie, so it just
We
happened
told
that way.
everybody, you have no idea how hard it was to train that bat to do that.
They came out during the Batman and was like flying around the theater.
And when we did the Mockingjay, we had a couple bats that flew around, so that was pretty cool too. So like I said, just make sure you keep the door locked. When you go out, there's a people door back here. It's got a magnetic lock. There's a switch on top. You just hit it, and if you wanted to go out the back door for any reason, look at the mural. I know you all from here.
Yeah, we
But the
took
big
pictures.
Walking Dead mural.
It's at the back of this.
It's on the side of our building here. We can go
Oh,
out
the
real quick
side.
if you'd like to.
Check it
And
out.
then all the murals and artwork done in here is
Yeah,
by a local artist, Wally
I
Cottle.
don't know if you've heard of him.
He did the art for the Derby.
No.
For the Derby this year.
He's has
He
some
did all
pretty.
of our artwork. We closed down right before COVID. Right before COVID, and gave him the building, and he did all of the artwork on the sides, over the proscenium, along this part, and then all this back here. He's painted several murals throughout town, all over, practically all over Kentucky. He's painted murals. He's very talented.
He did the art for the 150th Derby this last year. And he hid each of the owners' names in this mural on the front. And the ladies, you can see them, some of them, but they're all, he's very creative.
Yeah,
Very talented.
every mural or anything that he paints, he always hides something in it. And normally he doesn't even tell us. Cause when he did this, in October, we do a ghost walk around Cynthiana, and it comes back to the theater, and we have a big thing. And one of our stories is about a woman by the name of Margaret Gowdy. And he had painted all this, and then I was painting the burgundy. And I happened to look up in those checkerboards, and he had left a message, starting in that one all the way around. And it was one of the lines from the story about Margaret Gowdy. And he didn't tell us anything about it. I just happened to see it when I was painting all the rest of the
Saw
stuff.
that in my blog, but I didn't really read it very much.
That's why you all should come and do a ghost walk in
Yeah.
October. You'll hear all
One of my
about
friends
Mark
did one, but I was down in Tennessee with him, so, she went last year.
As I said,
Okay.
be careful out here, there's the, down into the parking lot.
Oh, yeah, we took a picture of the rear of the.
I had no idea it was actually painted on the
On
theater
the
wall.
theater,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I thought like
Took him 5 days to paint the entire mural. No, it took him 5 days. He came in the first day and sketched it out, and then each day he did a different character. He was done in 5 days.
And he literally just had
Yeah,
spray paint.
with paint pen.
just spray paint.
Yes, with spray paint. Kind of like free, like you say, he sketched it out, but when he sprayed it in, I mean, he was just spraying it in. It's pretty wild to watch.
Something like this. Our guttering system fell down with all the ice that we had. I didn't even know it was like this. I've been out of town all
Then
week.
this is where you're saying it would go up, but just
Right,
does
that would
not.
take you backstage, but there's so much
Yeah,
stuff
so
up there.
much stuff,
Yeah.
especially in the dark.
Any questions?
And this doesn't have to do with paranormal, but I know I saw the old seating, and I was expecting the old seats to be in the theater.
Oh,
So
no,
how,
We put these in.
Oh, you're in 2021?
Was that 21, 22?
21 or 22?
One of my acquaintances did Massachusetts, their Reed Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
He
we all know
always told me
Reed
to
real
check
well.
this place out.
We all know Reed real well. He works a radio station up here now.
Yeah, I don't really keep up with him, but he kept telling me, well, if you do any ghost hunts, and I'm like, do they really do ghost hunts here? And he's like, yeah, you should check it out.
Sweet. Yeah, Reed's a good guy.
3 years later, here I am.
Here you are. Better late than never.
Well, don't wait 3 years to go ghost walk.
Yeah, come on back and join us in October. to do the
They
ghost walk
are.
this year.
Yeah, I've been saying he will. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
he's
cool.
supposed to move up here hopefully later this year, so maybe this year we'll come back.
The ghost walk at the end, they do a 30-minute presentation up in Aola